Hey guys, so in our last unit we're focusing on surface area and volume, and we're going to talk about prisms and cylinders to start us off. So first we need to talk about surface area. So surface area is the sum of the areas of all of the surfaces of a solid. Think about when you wrap a present. It's where all of the wrapping paper goes if you didn't overlap anything. So surface area of a right prism is represented by this formula. 2 times the base plus the perimeter of the base times the height. You need to know that formula and how it's used. So in this case, we're going to find the surface area of this prism. Because it's a rectangular prism, any of these surfaces can serve as the base. For the purpose of this, I'm going to use the bottom as the base here. So I'm going to remind you, our formula is S equals 2B plus PH. So there's 3 things we need here. We need the area of the base, we need the perimeter of the base, and we need the height of the prism. So the base is the bottom here, we said. It's a rectangle, so I'm going to use length times width, or base times height works too. But the length would be 5 times 6, so I get 30. Now the perimeter of the base then is 5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6. So I get 22. Now the height of the figure is 7. It's the number we haven't used yet. Now I want you to be careful with that term height, because it doesn't necessarily mean how far off the ground. It means the distance away from the base. So if we had used the base of the side, the shaded in part here, the 6 and 7, then the height of your prism actually would have been 5. It's the distance away from the base. So don't let that term height confuse you. I'm going to erase that so we don't think we're using that. Alright, from there, I'm just plugging in. So I get 2 times 30 plus 22 times 7. So 2 times 30 gives me 60. 22 times 7 gives me 154. So 60 plus 154, we get 214. We're talking area. It is surface area, but it's still area, so meters squared. And there's your answer. Okay, so now find the surface area of the right prism here. So in this case, we have a triangular prism. That means we have a triangular base. So if we have a triangular base, we need to do a little work to find the area of that base. So S equals 2B plus PH. I'm going to write down all of the pieces that I need. I need the base, I need the perimeter, and I need the height of the prism. So area of the base in a triangle, it's going to be base times height over 2. So I have 5 times 12 over 2. So 5 times 12 gives me 60 over 2 would give me 30. That's the area of the base. Perimeter of the base, though, I'm going to add 5 plus 12 plus that hypotenuse. Notice I have a right triangle here, so I can set that up as a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 5 squared plus 12 squared equals c squared. 25 plus 144 equals c squared. So 169 is c squared. Square root c is 13. That's not our perimeter, though. We need to add 5 plus 12 plus 13. So 13 plus 12 plus 5 gives us 30 again. And that's just a coincidence that those are all the same. Now the height, remember what we talked about, the height isn't the stand-up one, it's the distance away from the base. So the height in this case is 10. So now I'm plugging in each of these individual pieces. So 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. So 2 times 30 is 60. 30 times 10 is 300. So I get 360 centimeters squared. Okay, so cylinders. Similar formula here, except instead of using a P, we have a C for circumference. Remember that the circumference is like the perimeter. But we always have a formula that we know for circumference. So we have S equals 2B plus CH. But we know that C is always 2 pi r, and we know that the area of the base, area of a circle, is pi r squared. So I'm going to plug those things in. So then I have 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Depending on how the book asks, we may just leave those pi's alone and get exact answers there. So let's try this example. S equals 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. So I'm going to plug in pieces. 2 times pi times 2 squared plus 2 times pi times 2 times our height of 6. So now, I'm going to leave pi alone for just a moment. So I have 2 squared times 2. So 2 squared is 4 times 2, that's 8 pi. Plus 2 times 2 times 6. So that's 24 pi. If this had asked for an exact answer, it would be 32 pi centimeters squared. It didn't, but it's good practice, and there's less you have to type in your calculator. I was able to do all of that in my head without using a calculator. But now if we type that in our calculator, we would get 100.53 centimeters squared. Alright guys, that is it for today. If you have questions, please come in and see me. I'll see you in class.